Okay guys, so it's Hoseby Drive-In here. I know it's sort of been a while since we posted and everything, and you know, usually we'd be driving, you know, as the hoes do, but we actually have to go grocery shopping.
So the hoes are gonna be shopping.
Yes,
today,
and this is due tomorrow, so.
But you know, we said, why don't we do a compromise?
Compromise.
Yeah, and put
do
it together. So, good job. Okay.
So, we'll see you guys on the other side.
Bye. Okay, yeah, get that one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, alright.
So, about Miss Julie.
Yeah.
So do you know who like wrote it?
No, I thought you had that.
I do.
Okay.
So their name is August Strindberg.
Yes.
It's very significant because it's a significant piece about naturalism and realism. He was going to be creating a new theater of his own, so that's why he wrote the play to be the premiere play.
Oh yeah, and he was gonna have his wife play Miss Julie, right?
He was going to, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And it was written in 1888.
Oh, really?
And it was performed on March 14th, 89. Sorry.
That's
you know
right before my birthday.
That is 2 days before the Shawty's birthday.
Crazy.
That's great.
All right, what else do we need? Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So the plot of the play actually involves, there's three characters. There's Jean, Caroline, what is it? Charlotte, Caroline? Christine, and Miss Julie. And so it's all about, Miss Julie is the mistress of the house, and she's a little promiscuous, and she starts flirting with her servant John, depends what you like. They sort of get a little flirty, and it ends up being for the worst because the rest of the servants find out they're being a little flirty. Also, John's married, technically.
They're engaged.
They're practically married.
They're engaged.
They only lived to be 40 back then, so.
It's true, it's true.
But Miss Julie and John get into a little flirtatious little thing, and it doesn't end well for them, and then they start freaking out, and they're like, what are we gonna do to save our reputations? And in the end, John just sort of does what he wants, and he forces Miss Julie to kill herself. And then he says, go out back and
do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So on that note, the theme of the play is Darwinism, which we learned about, which is actually stated in the preface by Strindberg, who says that the two characters are against each other in an evolutionary life and death battle for survival of the fittest because of their two different statuses.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, yeah. So it's what else? So Miss Julie is an example of naturalism, and you know, describes a lot about like biology versus environment. And so one of these ways is, you know, how John talks about, you know, how Miss Julie's mom was pretty promiscuous.
And she would like to do the same thing she did.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like a biology kind of thing. Talking
about how her mother's genetics of being promiscuous passed down to her. Because that was the idea of genetics at the time.
Yeah, and even though like Miss Julie is like rich and of the upper class, and like she's engaged to a shot, like to a fella.
Yeah.
But she doesn't care, and she breaks it off because she just wants to like have fun.
She just wants to goof around.
She does. Yeah.
All right, so how many of these do you want?
16, I think.
Where's the fucking cream cheese? So there's a lot of metaphors and symbolism in this play, and one of the ones that we noticed was when Miss Julie talks about her dog getting a little busy with one of the other servants' dogs, and that's sort of foreshadowing on how Miss Julie and John end up getting together because you know, John's a servant and she's more upper class royal, so that's sort of foreshadowing for that later event. Also, we noticed the symbolism in John cutting off her bird's, Miss Julie's bird's head, and how that showed that he has like no respect for her whatsoever, and that you know, this one thing, like the one thing she wanted to take with her, you know, he didn't care about, and she just, you know, he had no self-respect for, and then just. Oh shit! Can I get one?
No. So another one of the main things that this play sort of explores is class and the different classes, because Jean is part of the lower class because he's a servant, and Miss Julie is obviously of the higher class, and explores how they can't have a relationship because he's her servant.
Yeah.
And that's not allowed.
Not at all.
But they both try to break through that because Miss Julie is promiscuous and wants to be with the servants, which is not like what the high class people do.
No, they don't sleep around.
No, they don't do that. Jean, though, is like, he wants to be a part of the upper class. Like he said, ever since he was younger, he wanted to own like an inn and wanted to be like rich and wanted to marry up. So he's like, I'm in love with Miss Julie and all that stuff. But in the end, they both just kind of are stuck in their classes because Miss Julie kills herself and he's still a servant. So
no one really gets anywhere.
yeah, it's kind of a lose-lose situation.
Very.
Yeah.
$230 for a tent?
I was actually looking at that one.
Oh, that one's only 50.
Yeah. That'd be nice.
Oh, fine. Well, this one's only 30 right here. So, our final opinions on the piece. I actually really like this play. I think it's really great, the whole master and servant thing. And it's sort of like Lady and the Tramp, but with a bad ending.
I also got very much, I said this before, 9 to 5, classic movie with Dolly Parton. Mr. Hart vibes from Miss Julie.
Thing, but just
she's like a predator, but like flipped.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The only thing is, I didn't feel bad for her.
I didn't feel bad for anyone.
She was really trying to make some like sympathy moves, but it I just didn't.
But yeah, and then John was all like.
John's kind of bad too.
He like also wanted it, and then in the end was blaming her. But like he did do it, but and no, everyone's to blame here except Christine, who just minded her own goddamn business.
She was sleeping half the time.
Yeah, so there's a lesson in that. Yeah, I'd recommend this. Read or watch to anyone.
Yeah.
Just as the perspective on our world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'd give this one. I'd say give it 4 decapitated canaries out of 5.
I would also give it 4 dead canaries out of 5.
Cool.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But that's our YouTube review of Miss Julie.
All right, now we got to check out because the workers are getting kind of suspicious of us.
Yeah, so we got to go.
All right.
But
oh, sorry. No, I just didn't.
You're done.